It is a pleasure to be seated here with Kings of Podcast.
That's not saying much though, is it? Kings of Podcast.
Yeah. It's not like the Kings of Leon.
No.
That would be cool.
Or the King of France.
Yeah, he's even better.
Oh, it'd be great, wouldn't it? The King of France.
Now, what's he like now? Is he still around?
I don't know.
Oh, they beheaded him, didn't they?
Really?
Yeah.
That wouldn't be good then. Kings of Podcast is the best, isn't it?
Audiobooks.
You prefer that title, Kings of Audiobooks.
Podcasts are free, we make nothing from podcasts. Let's get it right.
And you've just had your back bedroom carpeted, haven't you? That's not
Well,
my
I'm about
favourite
to tomorrow.
He's rolling it now. He left his job and we were doing free podcasts and we had about, I don't know, 1 million downloads. And I think it was Steve that said, why don't we just charge £1, Rick? And we did charge £1. Yeah.
Mm.
And now what listeners do we get?
We've had about 3 million sold and about 160 million free downloads. So still they want something for nothing. They still won't give us £1 for everyone.
Yeah.
Everyone loves a bit of freeness though, don't they?
Yeah.
Well, the British do. Which leads me nicely onto the guide to being English.
English, yeah, to celebrate St George's Day, 23rd of April. Yeah.
What do you think makes us English? What do you think defines us?
Being born in England.
Yeah.
That's the main one, isn't it?
Again, if you're the King of France, you'll have very little experience of being English.
Yeah. Being born in England pretty much sums up being English.
But this was very much something that we discuss on the audiobook, is what makes a person English, what defines your Englishness.
We go from the trivial and superficial of what an Englishman looks like. I thought he was like a little stocky fella with no neck and a head like that. Whereas about a sort of bald
Can
round.
I go now? Because that's what I was here for, wasn't it?
Sort of like a real sort of, you know, a little bulldog breed. Whereas Steve thinks of Hugh Grant.
Always, or a sort of James Bond figure, who's someone I very much model myself on. Yeah, that's how I pictured the Englishman. Karl,
Although I've never seen James Bond's glasses fall across the room when he was fighting with someone.
No.
It would all be over, wouldn't it? He'd go, Miss Moneypenny, can we get Q, can we have some elasticated things on these? That wouldn't happen.
No, it's true, but it's one of the reasons I rarely fight international spy rings. But Karl, what was your take on English?
In what way?
Anyway,
Right.
just answer any question.
I don't know what it means to be English anymore. I don't know if I feel English.
Look at the body language.
What do you feel?
Look at the body
I
language.
feel more Polish.
I don't know what that means.
Just because whenever I walk past sort of builders and that who are Polish, they'll always sort of give me the nod. The look that I've got, I think I look more Polish than English. I think. I'm just going off that, off foreign builders and that, they always sort of give a nod.
Any Polish in you that you know?
What do you mean they give you the nod? You're walking past a group of builders, you don't know if they're Polish or not.
No, you can tell they're Polish.
How can you tell?
They're just the way they look. You can tell they're Polish. And the builders, there's the first sign.
Racist.
Do you think it has something to do with the fact that, yeah, we're living in quite a multicultural society at the moment? We're driving German cars, we go home and eat a curry. Is that what we...
I was trying, taking it more seriously, I was trying to think what is peculiar to the English, and I couldn't. I mean, all the outside sort of stereotypes, and it's difficult to point the finger at yourself. And there's things like, you know, fair play, and that sort of works. I think there's a sort of sense of fair play. We were discussing on the audiobook that when the crossbow was brought in, it was considered unchristian. English soldiers wouldn't use it because it was cheating, it was too easy. And I like that. And when Wimbledon first started, it was considered ungentlemanly to practice. And then sort of foreign players came over and went, well, no, we'll just practice and win. But I don't even know if that's true. I can't think what is peculiar. Moaning, whinging about everything, whinging about England. But the nice thing about England is, you know, it is a country where you can celebrate the fact that you can whinge. And, you know...
And talking of whinging, this guy's an absolute king.
Absolutely. Never mind King of Podcast. King of the moaners. He whinges about... I don't think he's happy unless he's whinging about something. I call him up every day and say, Karl, he's moaning about something. What happened today? These were late. Yeah, absolutely, yeah. Why were you late?
Rubbish excuse, just, call the train.
There's always traffic. There's always get set out earlier.
Blaming is another English thing.
Yeah.
Blaming the transport then.
Yeah,
always
exactly.
passing the buck. Always.
Yeah, exactly.
And they never just say it's my fault. I had a lie in. I mean, they had yesterday off. It was a bank holiday. You should have been up earlier today, if anything. You should have been full of energy. What are you going to be like tomorrow? And this is the problem with the country.
Never do anything Friday with these. Unbelievable.
Forget it.
Yeah.
But aside from that, what's annoyed you today?
Itchy eye?
Nothing's been sort of annoying me today, really. It's been
You're
alright.
in a good mood, are you?
Well, for me, yeah, this is all right.
Yeah.
Look.
That's excited. That's
Show
excited.
the happy face.
Yeah, I'm happy now. But that's fine, isn't it? I think if people are always really happy, they're going to get more depressed than me at some point. I think I'm easily pleased, which is a better thing to be, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, okay. What gave you pleasure?
See, that's the new thing, isn't it? Now it's like people are whinging. People are going, oh, I'm fed up. Oh, I'm alienated. I'm addicted. I'm depressed. Olden days, people would lose a leg and go, it'll grow back.
They just got on with it.
Do you know what I mean?
In the olden days, they dragged themselves to the coal mine.
My dad used to get up at 5:30 every day without fail, all his life, to work on a building site.
Yeah.
He wasn't going, oh, I'm slightly depressed. Move the bricks. All right. It was all over.
That's the problem, isn't it? We don't have enough bad news now. So it's that moan gene that I've told you about in the head.
The moan gene!
It needs to be filled up with something. And years ago, they had something proper to moan about. Whereas today, they don't.
Yeah, when you're being bombed or something,
Yeah.
you can moan. But they
That's it.
didn't. They went, it's all right. Let's hang out the washing. Give me that Siegfried line. Let's hang out some washing.
But the news is full of bad news. What are you talking about?
You don't watch the news, you
It's never,
said.
it's not, well, I'd see bits of it.
What's happened in the world? What's happened in the world this week? Apart from the Ricky Gervais Guide to the English, available now from iTunes. #1 selling audiobook in the world, ever. Now that's what I call rubbish.
It is all a bit grim, the news, but we've made it that way because we like moaning. That's what I'm saying to you.
Yeah, the
has
news
got
is
to be-
entertainment now, absolutely.
Years ago, you always ended with a happy story with a cat in a tree or something. That doesn't happen
That's
anymore.
not a happy story, though. A cat in a tree. Getting it down's the happy story. A cat in a tree is really sad. A cat's in a tree. It's all right. This fireman, he's got it down
It's
for
not
you.
enough.
He's a big hunk of a fireman. He's taken his shirt off. It was a hot day. He comes down, his helmet on, his muscles, and he gives you a little kitten back. What do? How do you thank him? Just go, thanks, mate.
Yeah, just go, cheers for that.
Yeah.
Cheers, mate.
Yeah.
Well, he's a good-looking fireman.
He's a good-looking fireman. He's a hero. He's got his shirt off. He's sweating. He's got your little kitten.
Be happy.
Would you pose for a picture with him if he was a fireman? Like a little kitten like that.
Well, I'd say
Kiss the kitten.
Well, pop your top on. I don't understand. But the Sun would love that. Wouldn't it? The newspaper, they love all that.
Yeah.
Oh.
But there's a lot of depressing stuff with the credit crunch and that. People losing their jobs.
Doesn't affect me, that.
Doesn't affect you, that.
Can't be affecting any of you guys.
I've never wasted money though. I always spend money on stuff that I need. I don't just sort of go, hey, chuck it about. If you need something, you buy it. And even if you sort of skint but you need it, so you've got to buy it.
Don't know what that means.
Also, though,
If you need, I only buy things I need.
yeah.
So the credit crunch doesn't affect
Combs,
me.
hair dryers, clippers.
It always comes back to
shampoo.
the head. Always comes back to the head.
Well, it is fascinating.
It is
People
fascinating.
aren't listening. This is the reason we have to do audio.
Can we
because
get-
people aren't listening?
Can
to
we
us,
get
they're
a
just looking at
square
their
on shot of that head? Because you can't actually see the ears from the front. It should be perfectly round and no ears. I don't just.
Yeah, I think she's got it.
Do you ever tire of these that winding off about your head?
Yeah. Ages ago. That's old news. I'm bored of my head being talked about.
This is old news. They were late.
But get back on the Englishness.
Well, we haven't given him anything. There's nothing here remotely interesting or insightful or educational. What is it to be English? All we've got is it's a stocky fellow with a bald head who whinges.
Well, here's the question.
This is going to be dynamite.
No.
No, I know. This is like Plato. Go on. I know it's going to be
Is,
good.
is being English a burden?
What does that mean?
Yeah.
Just because it's one of the... They say it's one of the most...
Are we
difficult-
the most hated nation on earth?
No.
No, I don't think we are.
No?
It's the Americans, isn't it?
We're second, are we?
Oh, we always do so rubbish at Eurovision.
Yeah, I suppose so. What, Eurovision Song Contest?
Yeah.
I don't think you're meant to take that too seriously.
I think the embarrassing thing
When
is...
you've got people up there singing boom, bang, a bang, it's not to be... I don't think it's a barometer of doing well in the global market.
I think the problem is now that whereas England, for good or bad, was once it ruled much of the globe and a vast empire.
At its
now,
peak, the empire was 4 times bigger than the Roman Empire. What do you think of that, Karl?
Did we do anything though? When we had a lot of people, did we do anything? Because I think it's like a business.
Yeah.
When a company gets too big, you take on too many people, and then you've got places for people to hide. So even though you've got a lot of people turning up late for stuff, hiding, pretending they're doing stuff.
Yeah.
I'd say keep the empire small, but keep them all good. It's not about numbers. There's not power in numbers. There's a lot of laziness in numbers. Small group, Red Hand Gang, they got everything done.
The what?
Famous Five, Musketeers.
There's only 3.
You don't need loads.
D'Artagnan wasn't even one of them.
Well, not an official musketeer.
That annoyed me a little bit because he was the main one for me.
Yeah.
D'Artagnan.
7 dwarfs, got it all covered in 7.
Why did they get covered?
No, they just had everything covered. If you wanted happy, come here. Feel like moaning, get moany over.
No, there wasn't a moaning.
Well, I don't know all the names. Grumpy. But I'm just saying to you, you got it covered in 7. Got it done in 7. Not have 10.
Magnificent 7.
You're doubling up.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's always... But I'm just saying, so the empire, it's not about the amount of people. You don't need loads of people. England's tiny. But we used to be good at something. I don't know what we're good at anymore.
Good at war. We're always good at war.
We don't do that anymore, do we?
Well, we did.
We're
We've had a
rubbish
war
at
recently.
stuff.
We invented the language.
Yeah, but
And
it's a
that's
difficult language. It's one of the most difficult languages.
Yes, but because
And
we're
because of
English, we don't have to learn any other language because everyone else speaks English. So we can go abroad and just speak with our native
I don't
tongue.
think it works like that. It's so complicated that we haven't moved on. Look at Germans. Apparently it's a really easy language to learn. They're brilliant at making cars and that now because they're not still going, what's that word again? The amount of times I have to ask for a dictionary. Now, Germans, the language is really easy so they can move on and carry on with stuff.
Just get on with the car.
Whereas we're messing about with language. It's complicated. It is the most complicated language. Look at the way, like, abroad, everyone learns 2 languages. Here, I haven't even learned ours properly yet.
I'd go along with that.
So that's what I'm saying. So how come other countries have got time to learn our language, but we haven't even learned ours yet? It's complicated. We made it way too complicated. Stephen Fry, he might as well be foreign, some of the stuff he says. I don't know what he's going on about. Just goes on with these words, and I think who knows what he's talking about? And we've done that. We've created that. We can't moan. We can't say bloody Germans have come up with that. We've created the longer words. So that's the problem with English. We make life difficult for ourselves.
Thank you very much.
Well, I want to ask you guys, has going to America, I mean, I remember when I lived in America, they had some really weird ideas about the English, like everything stops at 12 because we all have tea and we all meet the Queen. Has that kind of influenced your take on the English?
No, I don't think so. I think that that still exists. I think there are people. I bumped into Boris Johnson at the airport, lovely chap, but I didn't think people like that still existed.
No, right, yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Shot a grouse and a bloody tweet and leg fell off. Never mind. Germans. But, I celebrate those people.
One of the things we talk about is the great English eccentric. England does eccentric people. I saw a woman smoking a pipe the other day. She was only about 18.
Yeah.
No.
I saw a bloke with a beard in full leather at, now, who was it? I think it was the Mission. They were gigging. He was there. He was about 30. Big ginger beard, full leather gear, smoking a pipe.
Perfect.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's a typically wonderfly English thing.
He grew up with people that are very eccentric where you were growing up. Who have you got? You've got Tattoo Stan.
Yeah. He was a bloke on the estate who just covered in tattoos. And my dad found out he was related just because they were in the same pub, and my dad recognised all the names on his arm. And he thought, that's weird. I've got all them in my family. Turned out he was a cousin. So in a way, the tattoos were weird, but it brought them together. If it wasn't for the weird tattoos...
Did he have the birthday next to him?
Had just the names and that, and the ones on that arm were really good because he was right-handed. It's the sort of tattoos he did himself.
He did them himself.
And that arm wasn't too good. But there was Tattoo Stan, There was Shorts Man.
Tell me about Shorts Man.
Shorts Man's just a fella who wore really short shorts and walked with big strides, so his testicles would fall out. And
On purpose.
He liked the attention, yeah.
Yeah. What attention was it? Oh, his testicles have popped out.
Well, once you've seen it, you've seen it, but
Why were you looking?
you can't help it.
Why were you looking at
strange.
man's
I looked
testicles?
away.
I don't understand.
I don't look away.
All year round though.
Yeah, all year round. Really leathery legs he had, like because of the sun and everything that's on him.
But I bet, hold on, how did they fall out in the winter? Because wouldn't they be sort of like tight and
I
shriveled?
think they were just used to it,
They'd pop out
like
for...
anything, isn't it?
Why was he called Pants Man and not say Testicles Man?
Yeah. I think you missed a trick there.
Shorts Man. Don't know, made it more sort of family friendly.
Yeah, I suppose so, yeah.
Who else was there? Miss Piggy.
Why was she called that?
She was married to a frog?
No, she was. I suppose she looked a bit sort of piggish. There was loads of people, but it's what
Big
made the
fat
community.
pink, eight nipples.
I think having sort of nutters around you is more.
Gone from eccentric to nutters now. Brilliant.
Well, I just think it's more interesting. I think they're sort of locked away now, aren't they, nutters, and they're not celebrated in the same way.
Yeah, let them all out. Let's let them all out. For St George's Day.
Yeah.
Let out the nutters.
Well, they're not hurting anyone, are they? They're
What,
just,
the axe murderers are?
Well, yeah, the serial
not
killers
them
are.
nutters. I'm just saying, like the ones who are just different.
But what would you let out? What nutter? What type of nutter would you let out?
Just any ones that I've just mentioned.
What, are they locked up?
Well, no, but I'm just saying we should celebrate now. We should celebrate that we're living in a country that if you want to let your testicles fall out, we can. I imagine there's some countries that wouldn't allow that.
That's what makes England great.
Well, you know, we moan, don't we? We moan saying it's not like it used to be.
Let them out.
Let them out. We all know they're there. Why are we covering it up?
We'll get yours out now for us.
Well, I'm not going to do it on my own, but I'm just saying, if it became the norm, why not?
Yeah.
They're always saying check 'em for lumps and that.
People can do it for you.
Just do it wherever you are. Do there, waiting for a bus. So
You don't check yourself though, do you?
I don't like it.
Why?
I just think you can do more damage.
Well, gently.
No, but how it's like
Practice
when
on a small...
it's difficult. It's like holding a sparrow. You never know how hard you can get away with before you squash it. And that's what I'm like. This isn't about Englishness, is it?
Got off the topic a little bit. It's alright, it's okay. What I want to ask you is, you've had the book, you've had the podcast, surely next stop, Hollywood.
Well, actually, we're animating the audiobooks that's going to be out probably at the end of the year. A series on American TV, which I hope will also be available here. So yes, Karl, we've seen the it's great, isn't it?
Oh, yeah,
Cartoon,
looks
it's amazing.
good. But I went to Hollywood to be in Ricky's film, but it's not being used, is it?
I had to cut you. Yeah,
Cut it out.
I had to cut him out.
Which film?
This Side of the Truth. It was just like a pre-credit sequence. The film's about the first person who's evolved the gene for lying, and there was a little caveman sequence, and we thought it would be nice to have him over there as the world's first bald caveman. And he came to Boston for 3 days, got ringworm, didn't sleep, did you? It's freezing.
Shattered.
Yeah.
They cut it out.
I had to cut it out.
Cut it out. So I have had a taste of it.
If you could go to Hollywood though, would you fancy that, being a big star in movies?
I've been there. I went to I went to LA and I liked it.
You went to Ripley's 3 days running, didn't you?
Have you been?
No, not in Hollywood, no.
See, that's almost what I'm saying when I'm saying celebrate the quirkiness of the world. There's a fella called Ripley who did that. He went around the world, got stuff with 2 heads, 4 legs. There's a fella who had a head of a lion.
No,
Like
it's
that.
not true. Not
called
true.
The Lion
It's not.
No.
It's not true.
Put
No
it all
one's-
in a museum and that sort of thing. But now we're sort of, I don't know, we shy away from anything like that now. I don't know what we're about. I don't know what we're meant to be into anymore. I don't know what we stand for. Don't know why people would come here. Don't know why people visit this country.
You don't know anything.
But you were saying about LA. Yeah, I like LA. I'd live
Is
there.
a film of your life that would be really interesting?
Yeah, but just speaking to him for these couple of minutes, I mean, his mind's like a ping pong, but it's just like that, back and forth, isn't it? There's no structure.
A film of my life. I wouldn't see it.
If they made a life story, you wouldn't bother to go and see it?
Seen it all. It's a waste of time, isn't it? Always got to keep moving. You've always got to keep doing different things, haven't you?
Who would play you?
Probably what's his face? Who did Gandhi?
Ben Kingsley.
I think.
Well, he's 70. So that's that taken care of. When you're 70, you can do that. Charlie Brown when you're little. Who about now? There's no one like you, Karl.
That fella who was in Snatch.
Not good, is it?
I don't know who
That's
that
my
was.
interview. Thank you. Good night.
Jason Statham.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Well, he's a good-looking bloke who's all beefed up, isn't it?
Well, I look alright. I kind of look
Oh,
like him a bit.
please. Sorry, ladies, but
Well, who would you pick?
Jason Statham, Danny DeVito,
No.
in a bold
No
way.
way.
Come on.
No way. No. Jason Watson, yeah, he'd be good as me now.
That's madness.
Kingsley, and I'm older. Yeah.
That's all right.
Okay.
Really?
Sorry.
We asked recently Greg Kinnear, who you started with recently, who was funnier, you or Steve Carell? He sat on the fence, I have to say.
Yeah.
But he
I know what answer he wanted to give.
Well, Karl is brilliant.
The credit is brilliant, but that's not.
He did say though that he wanted to work with you both in something. Do you reckon we can get that on record? Is it
I'll work with both of them again. Yeah, I think they're brilliant. Steve Carell's a genius, and Greg Kinnear is available.
Okay, it's on record. You have to do it now.
Yeah, fine. I think they're both great.
Okay.
Definitely. That's done, is it?
That's done.
You could arrange that.
It's up to me. Yeah.
Really?
I'm the person in charge. Yeah.
Set off earlier next time, though.
Film
If
costs money.
it's that easy, can you get me any work? 'Cause seriously, nothing is happening for me.
I can get you a walk-on pup, but you might be cut out again.
As long as it's paid, I'm not bothered. I'm not that fussed.
What about a bit of carpet fitting? Ask those blokes when they come to fit yours tomorrow.
I told you, I think that's what my brain wants to do. It's into all that. It enjoys that more than anything else.
Can you
doing
speak
DIY.
Polish?
No.
Because you look like a Polish person.
Yeah. That's why you're there.
Available now on iTunes. Ricky Gervais' Guide to the English. So you're going to get some top insights.
Okay, and finally, I heard you say one thing that always makes you laugh is, or two things that always make you laugh. This guy.
They're both his testicles.
This guy or Elmo, who's funnier?
Oh, well, I like Elmo. I think that doing Sesame Street was the highlight of my career. But I noticed with Elmo, he's half Karl and half Steve. He's got the head of Karl, but the eyes of Steve.
Well, hang on.
Yeah.
I thought we were slagging him off.
You know, we are slugging him off, but the totally round head and the bulgy eyes.
What do you mean bulgy? What exactly do you mean by bulgy?
What do you think of this? Karl, any comment?
No.
Why?
Because he doesn't like it.
You didn't understand it. In his head, there's nothing wrong with him. It's only... No, I'm saying...
Listen, fat boy, what are you...